Hello, hello. It
Welcome,
looks
everyone.
like we already have quite a few people in here. That's so exciting.
This is our mid-March tax
Our
time
mid-March.
Q&A.
Yeah, we
We did one about a month ago.
We did. Was it a month or I think it was in January?
Oh, was it in January?
I think it was January. Yep.
Wow.
Courtney's nodding yes in the background.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
So it's been a little bit.
It has been.
We're excited to have everyone here. Looks like
Mhm.
we've got around 30 people right now.
Woohoo! Welcome in,
Hopefully
guys.
we'll get some more soon. So thanks to everyone who wrote in with questions. We've got our paper lists here, so we're ready to read off those questions and have Courtney answer them for you. And I see there's also some questions that are being written in, so we'll get to those as well.
Yeah.
A little bit about Courtney before we bring her on stage. She's backstage right now. Oh, did you?
I was just going to say, I mean, we should probably, just in case nobody knows about Genie, we should probably just
we should tell
introduction.
So if you haven't heard of us before, I'm Paul. This is Faith. We're the co-founders of My Reseller Genie,
and we're married. Just
we
wanted
are
you
married.
guys to know that because somebody wrote in and asked, "Are you guys brother and sister, or are you husband and wife?" Because they didn't know. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, we are
important.
Married though.
We are married. We started this company together. I have a background in accounting. My wife has a background in reselling. And we created a accounting software that was specifically designed for resellers. So we try to make it as easy as possible because we know it's a huge obstacle to overcome. And one of the ways that we're seeking to serve the community is this live tonight. We're very grateful to have Courtney come in and answering some of your all's tax questions. And this will be recorded. So if you have to leave in the middle of it, you can come back and watch it on our YouTube channel later. That's My Reseller Genie.
Yes.
Okay. So without further ado, let's announce who Courtney is. Well, Courtney is a tax preparer. She is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She's also familiar with My Reseller Genie. So if you're thinking about using My Reseller Genie and you want a bookkeeper, or maybe you just need some help getting set up, Courtney does all the above.
Yeah.
And I hear nothing but good things from our users who use Courtney.
Yeah, we even have somebody in the chat right now. Emily says, Courtney is legit, y'all. She's an amazing resource. And we would absolutely agree with that. We've heard nothing but amazing things.
Yeah, and she has lots of clients who are resellers. So she's very familiar with the reselling game.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I'm going to say, because
we'll let her introduce herself.
We'll let her, I mean, really, everyone just wants to hear her answers to these questions.
Yes.
So Courtney, welcome.
Welcome, Courtney.
Hi, guys.
Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, Chris says Courtney's the best. Bob, look at all these people, Courtney. They're just all here, just singing your praises. That's amazing.
Thanks, guys. Makes me feel good, especially in the middle of tax season.
Yeah.
Yes, encourage your accountant during tax season.
Yes, guys. Yeah.
Please invest in caffeine for us.
Yep, exactly. Well, Courtney, thanks so much for taking time to be here. Hey, Soda City Flips is here. Hey, Shane. Thank you for taking time to be here. I know that you're right in the middle of your busy season, as are we, and things are just nuts. So thank you. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us how you got into this.
So I'm Courtney. I own an accounting firm called Frederica Accounting. It's named after a cat, in case you were wondering. She passed away right around the time I was opening the firm, and my husband didn't want our last name on anything, so I named it after her. Courtney, take my money, please. Sorry. I've owned my firm for 2 years. I used to work under Jennifer Manzos, which some of you know and have seen on lives before. I actually bought her tax firm. So that's how I kind of got into this world and reselling world. I was a military spouse. Well, I guess I'm a veteran spouse now. And now I'm a cop wife. Don't know which is better yet. It's all out there. I will be going full back to studying for my CPA after tax season, because now that my husband is out of the military and got his career going, it's time for me to focus on mine. And I'm forewarning you, my dog may misbehave, and he's underneath here, so sorry. And if the cat comes and attacks him, I have no control tonight.
That is okay. That is okay.
Our kids run this house.
Is your dog named Hercules?
Yeah, Hercules.
Okay, I was like, I think it's Hercules.
Yeah. So it's Hercules and Maze, the cat and the dog. They run this house. We live in North Carolina, and we plan on staying here. And I'm from Connecticut originally.
Nice. Very nice.
I think
Sorry.
that's it.
I'm
So you
updating
get away
my
from the snow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you, Courtney. We're super excited. And, we do want to get to all of these questions, guys. But as I told you all in our emails, we're going to kind of do first come, first serve here. So some of you guys already wrote in with your questions, which is awesome. We have those written down. So we're going to go through, we're going to answer those ones first. And then we will be doing some giveaways throughout the night. And just a little heads up about that. It's going to be 3 free months of My Reseller Genie to 1 free month of Genie to 3 different people. And then Courtney is being so generous in offering a giveaway of a half-hour bookkeeping session, which is just amazing. So thank you, Courtney. But yeah, guys, definitely stay tuned for that. And let's jump into the questions. We're going to start with these. We'll do some giveaways throughout, and then we'll go back through the chat and answer questions in the order that they came through.
Cool. Okay, so our first question comes from David. He says, in July 2021, I started an LLC for our eBay business. On my 2021, 2022, and this year, 2023 taxes, I show an increase in total revenue, but still show a loss for 3 years. This year, we expect or hope to break even or improve, but given the economy, not sure if it will still be a small loss. Am I opening myself to issues having an LLC that is running at a loss again this year? We are increasing our sales, but with that comes expenses, so it looks worse on paper. What are our options? Do I dissolve this LLC and create a new one? What is the best course of action? Thank you. That was long, so I hope you got it.
I printed out the questions.
Oh,
Excellent. Okay.
Wonderful.
Because I took my notes too.
That's awesome, Courtney.
So don't close your LLC and create a new one, because that can throw up some red flags, because why would you dissolve an LLC to open another LLC for the same business you already have going? Having losses is okay. I know, like everyone says, the 3 to 5 rules, which is true. The IRS can claim it as a hobby if they deem. But the thing is, if you can show that you're a legitimate business, you're truly selling items, and yes, sometimes we do have losses because of the economy, everything going on, expenses. So, don't dissolve the LLCs first off. Second off, you should be okay, especially if you're increasing revenue every year. Yes, you may still be at a loss, but, just keep plugging away. I know it's tough and it seems like it's best to just dissolve and start new, but don't do that. You're okay. There's a lot of resources on the IRS site actually about this, and you can look it up and they will give you that, like, as long as you're showing that you're a legitimate business and bringing in sales and revenues, that you're like good and you'll be okay.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a great question. I'm glad he asked it, because that's not one I hear commonly.
No, you don't. It was a good one.
Okay. So, all right. So this is more of a question for My Reseller Genie. So I pulled data from my bank, and it included fund transfers between my personal and business accounts in the expenses tab. Some of the transfers were owner's draws to my personal account, but the others were loans from my personal to the business. How do fund transfers get accounted for in the software? Is there a place where I can put the fund transfers so it doesn't show up as an expense in my reseller report? Okay, so this is a great question. Currently in My Reseller Genie, the guidance is anything that pulls from your bank into your expense detail that's not an expense is to delete it. Now, we recognize that there is value to having all the transactions categorized. And so we will be revamping this feature to allow for tracking of those other transactions. But currently it's a limitation of the software. So just delete it. And if you need to keep track of the detail, then you can do it in a sub ledger, like a spreadsheet or something like that. Okay. This is another one for Faith and I. Hi, my question, sorry, and this is from Amber. Love Amber. Hi, my question is exactly what reports do I need to run for taxes?
Also, Amber, kind of gave a little caveat with that. And she's like, I know that this is a super basic question, but, I just want to make sure, guys, when it comes to this stuff, don't feel bad about asking what you think are basic questions, because this is why we're here. And this is why we created a software, because we know that these questions, that you guys have these questions. So not a bad question. Don't feel weird or bad. So,
yeah. So this is great. The first report you're going to want is the profit and loss statement. And that is a report that summarizes all of your income and expenses in one place. The second report, if you use the accrual inventory method, is the inventory report. So that gives you the numbers for your Schedule C for inventory, so beginning inventory balance, purchases, ending inventory balance. So those are the two reports. Now, I think what I just said may have raised some questions. What the heck is the accrual inventory method? So I think I might have a banner so we can have some text up on the screen while I say this.
For those who like to read.
Yeah. So there's typically two categories that resellers fall into. One is the cash inventory method, and one's the accrual inventory method. Cash inventory method is a little easier and less accurate. Accrual inventory method is a little harder but more accurate. And the difference has to do with when you record an expense for inventory. So people using the cash inventory method, they record an expense as soon as they buy it. People using the accrual inventory method record the expense when they sell it. Now, how that manifests is that you need to track inventory if you use the accrual inventory method. So that's why we have the inventory report. It helps to summarize all that information nicely so that you can report it properly.
Awesome.
Okay. Great. So back to you, Courtney. This is from Wendy. Wendy says, on a Schedule C in the section titled Gross Receipts, what exactly is considered your gross receipts? When trying to gather my information on eBay, I see order total, order earnings, and net proceeds as categories. Do gross receipts include shipping, fees, tax, etc., or is it just the actual sale price of an item?
So for gross receipts, it's included everything. It has your shipping, has your taxes, has your transaction fees, all of it. Gross receipts is literally your total dollar value for that like order ultimately. So with that order, with the shipping, transaction fees, all that stuff, that's what gross receipts is. This is your total order total, I guess is the best way to put it. I know every platform has their own wording for that too. So, but order total ultimately. So include everything in that number on line 1 of the Schedule C.
Okay. Now, a quick thing regarding eBay. So I think this should line up pretty much with your 1099K that you get sent. And at least for eBay, the sales tax that they collect and remit for you doesn't get included in that number.
Yeah.
So like Courtney said, different platforms will have different categories or like different explanations for what they're including. So if you have a question on a specific platform, you can look it up on that platform site. Okay.
You guys are doing great. I'm sitting here updating all of the social medias. We are going to do a giveaway soon, guys, so hang in there.
All right. I don't think you're going to be able to answer this completely.
No.
But
yeah.
What are all the tax deductions we can take? Can we, and how do you calculate deductions for home office space? Can we deduct electricity usage in our home office? And if so, how?
So there's a lot of deductions you can take from everything from advertising to shipping supplies to office supplies. There's a lot to it. So that's why Paul kind of said, I don't think you can like answer this right like fully, is because there's a lot that you can take as deductions. Ultimately, anything that has to be run, that you had to buy to run your business, printers, notepads, ink, all that type of stuff can be write-offs. Now, for the home office space, it needs to be 100% for your business. If the IRS ever came in and could see that it could be partially personal, that square footage you give, they will make you ultimately give back that deduction. So it needs to be 100% for business. Now, to get to like how do you do that? It will be an 8829 ultimately is what it's on, and it does all the calculations for you. You'll just need the square footage of your office space and then the total square footage of your home, and it gives you a percentage. And then your electricity will be the total value times that percentage, and that's what the deduction will be.
Nice.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. So the form 8829, you said.
8829.
All right, and that'll do the math for you. You just got to know your square footage.
Yep.
Nice.
I think that was a high value answer.
That really, yeah. Thank you. And speaking of that, guys, we need to keep flying through these questions, but if you could do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Also, if you're on social media, like if you have a special reseller account, like on Instagram or on Facebook, if you could go down and hit the share button on this YouTube video and post it in your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories. Again, if it's a personal account, don't worry about that. But if it's a reseller account, we would so appreciate you doing that, because like this is totally free, and this type of advice, like people usually have to spend a lot of money for, and we know that, you resellers are not the only ones who are having questions this tax season. So we want to try to, get the word out as much as we can. So feel free to do that.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for that reminder, Faith.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is in a similar vein, but a little bit nuanced. So from Caroline, I would like to know, what items can we deduct if we have an in-home office as a reseller?
So depending on if you own or not, it's your mortgage interest if you own, and your property taxes. If you don't own, it's your rent. And then your insurance for the home, so home or rental insurance, and your utilities, so like electric, water, gas, trash, septic, any of that type stuff gets used or gets put on your business use of home for utilities. Your cell phone and internet go on utilities on the Schedule C, not your business use of home.
Nice. Nice. So we come back to that one 8829.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So the next one is from Sandy. She says, if I normally only file a short form 1040 with the standard deduction, will I need to switch to itemizing to be able to deduct my purchases for reselling?
So no, because that's different. You need to do a regular 1040 because you have to add a Schedule C for your business income. So you'll be doing ultimately a long, 1040, and not a 1040 easy anymore. You got to add a Schedule C, because most people don't itemize deduct anymore, because you need, depending on if you're married, single, how much, it's thousands of dollars you need to be able to itemize deduct. I think I do one itemized deduction every year out of all the returns I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to be pulling in a lot and having a lot of deductions to
Yes.
make it make sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, that was a last minute question.
And that says UK?
UK, yep.
Okay, so we got a question from someone, I don't have the name here, that's asking if My Reseller Genie is coming to the UK. So our focus right now is on the US and helping to meet the needs of US customers. We apologize to our international resellers. It's just, it's hard to be everything to everybody. So
if we could, we would.
Yeah, and maybe in future we will, but right now we're focused on trying to tailor the product and make it as good as we can for US resellers. Yeah,
awesome question though. We did have one last minute question come in, so let me see here. Okay, so Freddie is asking, I have a quick question. I started to do my own taxes and got to a screen where it asked if I made money anywhere else, 1099 in parentheses. My question, whoever does my work taxes, what is that? Sorry, the wording is a little bit off. My question, whoever does my work. Sorry, we're just trying to understand what this person is asking. Maybe I'll skip that part. Usually Paul's really good at trying to kind of filter through some grammatical errors.
One sec. Let me look at it closer.
You're gonna look at it closer. Okay. Well, how about while he does that? Okay. I already asked everyone to hit the like and subscribe button. Please go ahead and do that. I did want to also let you guys know I updated the description in this video. So if it hasn't updated for you, I guess hit the refresh button. But we have several links in there. One is that we are having our next live My Reseller Genie demo. So if you're interested in learning how Genie can help you with your accounting and your taxes, definitely go ahead and sign up for that. It's totally free. It's going to be on April 24th. And we also have links to Courtney's services. And in a little bit, we'll let her just share a little bit about what she offers too. So
all right. So Freddie, I'm going to say what I think you're asking as opposed to being word for word. So I think what Freddie's asking is he works somewhere. He has a regular job. W-2 income. And he's asking, do I need to file for my business with my W-2 income? So I got a 1099. I know I need to report that, but how do I go about doing that?
So if you get a 1099, it will go on your Schedule C. And depending on the software, usually it's like just has regular sales. And then under it will like ask if it's on a 1099 miscellaneous, a 1099 NEC, or a 1099K. And you'll put it in the correct line item based on what type of 1099 you got. Granted, some softwares do it all as just 1099s, but you know, some do break it out. So just make sure you're really paying attention to which line you're clicking on if it does break it out.
Yeah. So yeah, all your tax information will go together in one tax return.
Yes.
Freddie, and if I totally butchered what you were actually asking, and you're
Hopefully you're
watching,
here and you can ask again.
yeah, please drop a comment in the chat.
Yeah. And with that, how about we answer 2 questions now from the chat, and then we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll bang out a whole bunch of other questions, answering a bunch of other questions.
All right, we got Roger. This is the first question that I've got listed on our comments. So congrats, Roger, on being first. All right, I started reselling on eBay a year ago. I have receipts for my inventory, but not each individual item. How does that work?
So it depends on if you're doing cash or accrual ultimately, but you can just put on the cost of goods section for purchases. You would just put the total for inventory purchases in a sense. But again, it depends on your cash or accrual, because if your accrual, it's per, in a sense, each item is broken out. So another way to do it is you just take those items that you know you bought in 2023 if you're doing accrual, and you take that total divided by those items, and you get a dollar value for each item.
Yeah. And then moving forward, make sure to stay on top of it and be accurate. I just wagged my finger at the camera.
You did.
That's really not something that you ever do.
I meant it to be like encouraging.
Yeah, encouraging, not like a you must do this.
Yeah, no, I meant it to be encouraging. Like, you're thinking about it now, and you know it's hard to go back and rebuild something perfectly, but this is an opportunity to reset, recalibrate, and say, you know what, this is a business. I'm taking it seriously, and to adjust your processes. Yeah. All right, the savings zone. I'm thinking danger zone right now. What is required by the IRS for yard sale purchases or estate sale purchases? I do not have receipts for this type of purchase. You're not alone.
So there's a couple ways. I actually have clients who create their own receipts now and bring them to yard sales and estate sales. So that way they have that for records. And especially if they're doing accrual method, they have everything there in their own receipt. The other way is with your bank statement. Hopefully you withdraw the cash or sent Venmo, and you can show that you withdrew the money from your bank statements is the main thing. But I would try to create your own receipt, so that way you do have better records of what you're spending at each yard sale and estate sale.
Awesome.
And
was that 2?
That was 2.
That was
so
2.
Did we say we're doing
Should we
a giveaway?
do a giveaway, guys? Let us know. Well, there's a little bit of a lag, so I don't think anybody's going to say no to a giveaway. All right, so what we're going to do is give away 1 free month of My Reseller Genie, the ultimate plan. If you have not tried out Genie, this is a great chance for you to enter. If you're currently using Genie, you can still enter and maybe get a free month. But we're just going to give you guys a word to type into the chat, and then we're going to have StreamYard, which is the service that we're using to stream right now, pull a random winner. So how about we do the word taxes? But hang on just 1 second, because we have to write that in.
We'll do hashtag taxes.
Oh, so you want it to be a hashtag?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. So go ahead, drop the word hashtags into the chat.
No. Hashtag taxes.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay. Thank you. Hashtag taxes into the chat. Good. We already have a couple of entries here. Oh, Amy's here. Horse Lover's here. Look at all these entries. Yes, guys.
Nice.
And listen to Paul. Don't listen to me. Don't do hashtags. Do hashtag taxes. Type that into the chat. Oh, goodness.
We'll be okay.
Courtney, thanks. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, we're going to give another minute, a few more seconds for that. Then we're going to go ahead and pull a winner. And if you're just joining us now, guys, thanks so much for coming. We know that taxes is not the most exciting topic for most of you guys, but we really do believe, that once you get your system in place as a reseller, you really, really can feel empowered when you're doing your taxes and not get anxiety. And so we're just super excited to be here to help you guys, to answer your questions. Again, Courtney, thank you. All right, guys, drop that into the chat. #taxes. We're about ready to draw the winner. Quick.
Yep.
Only 37 entries. We got 64 people in here. Guys, type #taxes
I
and
think
enter.
maybe we have a bunch of people who are like packing up sales right now.
Maybe.
They're multitasking.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and draw. Oh, we just got another one. All right.
Yeah, don't put it in if you're driving.
Yeah, don't do that. Disclaimer.
Don't YouTube and drive.
Hey, Bear Kitty's here again. Bear Kitty, you're awesome. Who's it going to be? Hey, RK Gildner. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations. All right. So, RK Gildner, if you can go ahead and email us at support@myresellergenie.com, we will get you set up with your free month. I will drop that email address in the chat. But yeah, go ahead, shoot us a message so that we can get you your free month. Congrats. All right. And if you just joined us, we are answering questions in the chat in the order that they were asked.
Cool. All right. So next up from Helen, how does Genie know what taxes are for what city? All right. So Helen, I'm assuming you're talking about sales tax, and we do not. We track sales tax by state, and we pull that in from the platform. So like if you import your sales from eBay or from Poshmark, we will pull the sales state with it, but we don't have a city-based detail. All right. Okay, so Abby's asking, in the last live, Paul said something about the 2 forms needed to send to your tax professional. I know one was the P&L, but what was the other one? Thank you. All right, so the other one is if you're using the accrual method, the accrual inventory method, you'll run an inventory report. And that's in the same section of My Reseller Genie as your profit and loss statement. So reseller reports, and then just click inventory report, select your year, and run it.
I just have to interrupt. Soda City Flips just responded when we were doing our giveaway. He said, I'm not entering. MRG is worth every dime I pay each month. Thank you so much, Shane. We think so too. And we're excited to share Genie with more of you guys.
All right. Jocelyn, I did my setup with the new integrations. I'm a new user, but did cash method. If I want to change to accrual, do I need to restart the setup? You do not. I should actually have Genie pulled up so I can show people things as I'm talking about them.
That's a good idea.
Smart.
Right. Smart. Good thinking. Okay. All right. Can you see my tab, Courtney?
I just see you guys still.
Oh, that's because I'm not sharing it.
There
There
we
we go.
Now I see it.
Okay, so what you do is you click integrations, and then it says inventory accounting method, and you can just click from the drop down and change it there.
That's nifty.
Yeah, it's nifty. It's honestly, it's not in the best position to be intuitive. So on our next update, we're going to change where it's placed so it makes more sense. But yes, it is very easy to do that. So thank you for asking.
Awesome questions, guys.
All right, so Helen, what happens if we cancel? Do we lose all the information? So once you cancel, you'll have until the end of your billing cycle, you'll still have access to everything, and you can download all of your data really easily from Genie. Let me actually just show you real quick.
Yeah.
So you'll go to sales, inventory, like whatever data type you're trying to back up, you just click the export button and you get a complete detail of everything that's saved in Genie. So after your plan expires, you won't be able to log into Genie and like use it anymore, but you can back up all of your data before closing your account.
And
Do you have like a vacation mode or anything if anyone goes on this made me think of it, like vacation mode if they go away for like a while from reselling but will come back, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
good question.
Good idea. It's a good idea.
Sorry.
Effectively, it works like a vacation mode. So like
Yeah.
your data doesn't actually get deleted. We delete your integrations, but not the data that was pulled from them.
Yeah.
So like the next time you logged in, you just have to reset up your integration.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, effectively it works like a vacation mode. Now in future, we might change that policy just because, we're paying to store the data.
Makes sense.
But for right now, we're not doing anything. And if we were to change that, we would send out emails
letting you guys
to our email list.
I just know I have resellers who like go on vacations or take some time away from reselling, so I was just curious.
I totally get that. Yeah. All right. Christina says, what is the amount?
Now, quick thing on that.
Oh, yes.
It will stop pulling your data. So like if you were to, we can rebuild it, but it'll take some more time. It'll be kind of a pain.
Yes. Yeah. Because
So-
it won't be pulling in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yep.
So Christina says, what is the amount that you need to begin keeping track? Any tips on organizing receipts, etc., would be greatly helpful. So I think she's asking, at what point do you need to start tracking your numbers?
The day you make your first sale.
Yep. That's
As
exactly
soon
it.
as you make any income,
Yep.
you need to be tracking.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And as far as tips go, and like Courtney, Paul obviously speak into this, but as far as tips go, and I was going to wait to say this, but let me just say it now. If you guys are on this and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you're like, oh my gosh, there's all these specific tax questions and I don't even know which ones apply to me and blah, 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 blah. First of all, feel free to schedule a meeting with Courtney. She's amazing. And I put her link in the description. I'll also drop it in the chat here in a second. But also, I think it's just important to remember the 3 big categories that you need to track as a reseller. There you go, hands this way. As a reseller are your inventory, if you track it, and some people don't. We already talked about that, cash versus accrual inventory. But your inventory, your sales, and your expenses. So it's pretty simple when you think of it in those terms. Like it's easy to get into the nitty gritty, and the nitty gritty is important. Like what can I deduct and all that stuff. But just so long, Christina, is like you're tracking those 3 things, you're going to be in a lot better shape, come tax season than people who just are letting it all go. So do you guys want to add anything to that?
Start basic and then expand from there. Like make sure you get the basics down, like your inventory, your sales, and that stuff, and then get into the nitty gritty.
Yes.
Take it in baby steps. Don't go in at full force with everything that you may be hearing tonight, because you will get overwhelmed. And then you'll set up a meeting with your accountant or me or someone and you'll be stressed. But, take it one step at a time.
Yeah. I'm dropping Courtney's scheduling link in the chat for anybody who's interested.
And if you cannot get on my schedule, because I have a weird schedule now that my husband's a cop, so I'm sorry in advance, because he does 2 weeks days, 2 weeks nights, and switches. Woo. And it's going to stay that way. So if you can't get on my schedule, please email me and we can work something out. So I just throw that out there now because people are realizing my schedule is a little wonky this year. So I am here. Just message me and we can work something out.
Yes, for sure. Cool. Okay, awesome. Thank
Sorry.
you, Courtney. Oh, no, you were good. I was just looking at another question in the chat. So,
all right. So, Patricia, this is not worded as a question, so I'm going to do my best to interpret and make it a question. So, I think you're asking basically, what do I do with everything shipping related in eBay? So, with eBay, you collect revenue for shipping. That should be added to the sale price because that's part of your revenue. The shipping cost, that's charged to you, so that's an expense. So you'll need to record that as an expense. If you're using the ultimate plan with the eBay integration, it'll get pulled in automatically for you. Like all that information will be pulled in automatically. If you're recording your sales manually, you could either attach the shipping directly to the sale in the shipping cost field, or you could record the shipping transaction in the expense detail. So eBay's a little more complicated than like Poshmark because their shipping labels a separate transaction from the sale. So it might be a little bit easier to reconcile things if you have them as separate transactions, but then you don't get the analytics benefit. So you get the best of both worlds. This is going really long. I'm sorry. You can get the best of both worlds by recording the shipping charge in your expense detail and then attaching it to the sale in the shipping costs from expense details field. But I know that's a lot of manual work, so maybe it's worth it to you, maybe it's not.
Great questions, guys. For anybody who's just joining us, we're answering them in the order that they came, and we are sifting through all the comments right now, trying to get to the next one.
All right. I just wanted to put this up. It's not a question, but thank you, Shane. It says my CPA wanted me to tell you guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, as accountants say thank you.
We have a lot of resellers who take My Reseller Genie reports, to their CPA, to their accountant to get their taxes filed. And their CPA or accountant says, oh my gosh, these reports are amazing. Please don't stop what you're doing. So that's so encouraging to hear that.
Yep. We love relieving the stress of CPAs.
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right. Bob Ship says, finally priced all of my inventory. So now I need to know how to do a dry run on running reports for taxes to make sure everything is there.
Okay. Now we have talked about tax reports a couple times, but I want to show you now. So if you go to reseller reports, the first report that it will default to is the profit and loss statement. You'll go for the entire year and then click run, and it'll show all of your information there. Inventory report is the one right below it. If you selected the cash method, you're not going to see that report because you don't need it. But yeah, you'd select your year, run it, and you'll see your inventory numbers all listed there. Okay, so as far as, because I feel like this is kind of a two-part question, making sure everything is there. So that's going to require some just awareness of your business, because you run a report and it totals up all the data that's there, but it doesn't say, hey, you're missing this, because how would we know? So look at each category and just kind of do a sniff test. My CFO used to say,
Really?
the CFO I used to work for, he'd be like, all right, do a sniff test, before saying that the books are closed. So yeah, you want to do a sniff test, make sure your numbers seem right. And if something's questionable, dig into it some more.
And yes, I can, Bob, on Saturday.
All right. So Giselle, how can you add items that are broken or damaged in My Reseller Genie? So this will come back to if you're using the accrual inventory method or the cash inventory method. If you're using the cash inventory method, you've already gotten the deduction for these items, so you can't deduct them again. However, if you're using the accrual inventory method, what you'll do is create a sales platform for damaged, and then report a sale, select the item from your inventory, and then $0 for the sale price. That'll take care of writing off the inventory, and it won't jeopardize your inventory balances. So that's the best way to handle it. Okay, so I wish I could add two of these comments at once, but Terry says, me and my niece sell together. We are not registered as partners. The selling sites are now in my name, but they were split. How do we assign cost since we both contribute? What are your thoughts, Courtney?
There's a lot to this, because legally, yeah, can't in a sense, because you're not a partnership. So, and because everything's under your name, it all needs to come on your Schedule C. There's some legality here, some things that could get you or your niece in trouble. So I would really look into the legalness of getting a partnership if you both are going to be doing this business, because you don't want the IRS to come at you.
Here's a question. Could Terry basically just do all of his taxes and then figure out what the profit was and issue a 1099 for that amount? Could that work maybe?
It could, but if the IRS
little
finds out
messy,
you're
but-
kind of like business partners, the IRS could decide to audit you guys. So yes, it could work, but it's
It's not the
What do you
best.
wanna be?
yeah.
Not the best way.
Not best practice.
But you could do it technically.
Correct.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Gary Whitaker. I want to use cash-based inventory, but TurboTax requires me to use a starting and ending inventory amount. Is there an easy way to just input what I spent for inventory in 2024?
I didn't know that they required that. Did you know that? Courtney, I'm sure you knew that, but maybe you didn't.
I
know.
don't use TurboTax.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
So, I mean, I believe the answer here is that your starting inventory balance would be 0. Then you enter your purchases and your ending inventory balance you would mark as 0.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. So that's how people using the cash inventory method fill out their taxes. But yeah, it is a bit jarring because you realize it's not really accurate, but yeah.
Also, make sure, because I was just working with a client who uses TurboTax, make sure you don't have the combo method clicked, because they do ask, do you use the cash method? Do you use the accrual method? And if you say no to both of those, they do a combo one.
Gotcha.
And I only know this because I just met with someone who's using TurboTax. So that might be why also. I don't know, obviously, because I don't know TurboTax in and out, but just make sure you have the right thing clicked.
All right. Here's a good one from Giselle. Courtney, how do I keep track when I pay myself from my LLC business account? Do I just keep my withdrawals receipts when I pay myself?
Yeah, so you're ultimately doing what's called an owner's draw, and you're just paying yourself. So like some LLCs, what they do is, say they are out grocery shopping and need to get groceries, but they don't have like their personal a card, they'll just swipe their business card, and then like in something like My Reseller Genie, you would just delete that expense because it's a personal expense. So there's a couple ways you can just do it as owner's draw, so that way you always know how much you have paid yourself. And something like My Reseller Genie, unless you have a different idea, Paul, I just have people delete the personal expenses.
Yeah, that's currently how you would do it.
That's what I thought, but I just, it's your software. I don't want to talk about wrong.
Yeah. And Giselle, we are assuming that you're not electing to be filed or to be taxed as a corporation.
Yes.
That's a different scenario where payroll is involved. For most people with LLCs, it's just owner's draw. Okay. Monica, can I just write my COGS as an expense since I don't keep track of inventory? All right. So what do you want to say, Courtney?
Go ahead, Paul.
I mean, this comes back to that point we've been hammering on, like cash inventory method versus accrual inventory method. That would be the cash inventory method.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we at Genie, we try not to steer people in one direction or the other. I think it's a good question to talk through with your accountant.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of accountants are going to tell you not to do that and use the accrual method, but some might disagree and have a different opinion for your business. So
can I say something on talking with your accountant real quick?
Yeah.
Can you please make sure they know the reselling business? Because I am dealing with multiple clients right now who went to their normal accountant because this was their first year in reselling and realized it's not going to work because they don't understand the reselling world, and they just want you to give them your income and that's it ultimately, with no real details and deductions. So please ask your accountants questions and make sure they do reselling, because I don't want to see you in some of the situations that some of these people are.
That's really good. Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah, that is a good reminder.
Yeah.
Okay. For the home, Breeze Flippers says, for the home office deduction, I work full-time out of my home for my job. I also use the same office for eBay. How do I account for both? Great question.
Yep.
level.
So that's tricky because some businesses that you work for, they actually are paying for a lot of your stuff already for your W-2 job, like your full-time job. Like they're already giving you stipends and stuff for your business use of home. So in that case, you cannot claim it for your eBay business because it's already being used in a sense for the other business or job. So you have to be really careful there. It's really, I don't want to steer you the wrong way because I don't know all the details. So, but ultimately, if your other job is giving you money towards it, you can't do anything. And you want to be careful because the IRS could say you're not using this 100% for your eBay business. So just be very careful there.
Cool. All right. So this is a Genie question, and I know we answered it, but I wanted to just circle back. I should say we answered it in the chat. So Wynn says any Amazon or Walmart platform. So if you're asking about integrations where we pull the data in automatically, we currently don't have integrations for Amazon or Walmart. However, you can track sales from any platform imaginable. You can track sales from yard sales, or not yard sales, antique booths. You could do yard sales, but most resellers don't follow that model. We're on the other end of the table.
Right.
Yeah. So anywhere that you're selling your items, you can track it in Genie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just look different from the integrations. So like for Amazon or Walmart, you can download reports from their platform and then upload them into Genie. It might take a little bit of time to just think through what the reports are telling you and how to upload it properly. But once you have that process down, it's a really smooth, easy thing to do.
Yeah, and if I could just hit on that too. So we have several live demos that we do every year, and I will post in the chat the link to our last live demo that's specifically just showing you how My Reseller Genie works for anybody who's interested. And we also have an upcoming demo. So I'll later on post, like the link for that if you want to sign up for that. But for anybody who doesn't want to wait until April 24th when our next demo is, if you want to watch the last one, it was fantastic. And we just released we just released a new setup feature too that basically walks resellers through from start to finish on how to get everything into My Reseller Genie. So that's been huge for so many sellers. They've been letting us know that, oh my gosh, like this is so easy to get into and stuff. So, but yeah, like Paul said, we're compatible with any and all selling platforms, and we're constantly working on adding new features and integrations too. But I'm going to drop that link right now to our last demo, I should say.
Cool. All right. So what do you think? One more question before we do a giveaway?
That sounds good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that body guy. I work at an auto body shop, and some of my items I sell are automotive headlights, etc. They cost nothing and sell for hundreds. How do I account for that?
Well, if they're not costing you anything, you just take the full profit minus your transaction fees and shipping you have to pay, and that's what you're going to have as your income or your profit. Not your income, your profit.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and...
Okay, we're going to do another giveaway. Are y'all ready? So I think that we should save Courtney's giveaway, which is a free half-hour bookkeeping, for a little bit later because it's just such a good giveaway. So we're going to give away another month of My Reseller Genie Ultimate Plan, which is the highest tier plan. It has the most integrations and all of that. And in the chat, you guys need to type in #Genie. How's that? #Genie for your chance to win a free month of My Reseller Genie. And do it now, guys. You can go ahead and enter that. Courtney, while we're waiting for people to just enter the giveaway, do you want to share? Yeah, we can have you do it again. But why don't you share a little bit about your services and just kind of like what you're offering right now?
I do tax prep. I also do tax extensions because I know we're kind of getting to crunch time. So I was kind of talking to Faith about this earlier, is that unfortunately right now I can't bring on a client and say I can have your taxes done by April 15th. Because I have to get everyone I currently have done. But we can do an extension, and you'll go on the list, and if I get through everyone I currently have, you could get done by April 15th, but I cannot guarantee it. But I do tax extensions. I also do bookkeeping. And I do bookkeeping with My Reseller Genie, QuickBooks, Accounting Suites, spreadsheets, however you do your bookkeeping. I have done it. And when they start to do more of the 1099s next year, if they decide to stick with it, I'm also doing 1099K reconciliations because I know a lot of people get very confused with the 1099Ks.
Yep.
And then I do My Reseller Genie setup meetings and My Reseller Genie meetings periodically for us to check and just make sure everything's going well if you have questions and you need more help than just emailing support.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then I do quarterly tax meetings as well. So you make sure you do your quarterly tax payments.
Fantastic. Thank you, Courtney. For anybody who's just jumping on, 5 more seconds to enter hashtag Genie in the chat for your chance to win a free month of My Reseller Genie. And after we draw the winner for this giveaway, Courtney, I'm going to drop your scheduling link. So if anybody is interested in scheduling a meeting with Courtney, she would have to file an extension if you want to, if you're hiring her to file your taxes. But if you want to meet for bookkeeping, she said that she does have some meetings available now. So yeah, I will drop that link. All right, guys, we're going to draw the winner. Here we go.
And I will be off the whole month of May, so sorry.
Yeah, that is okay. We got to take care of our CPAs and accountants. All right, who's going to be the winner? Kate Albizo. Congratulations.
Congrats.
You won a free month of My Reseller Genie Ultimate. Go ahead, shoot us an email at support@myresellergenie.com. Let us know that you are a winner, and we will get you set up with that. Congrats again. Guys, I'm going to drop Courtney's scheduling link in the chat right now. So go to that if you want to, look into her costs and schedule a meeting. Please do that. And we are going to go back to answering questions in the chat in the order that they came from.
Cool. All right. This is a fun name, BB's Boutique. I track my inventory with MRG, thus using the accrual method. My accountant tracks the cash method. How do I switch to the cash method for taxes?
Well, wouldn't they just... Well, in My Reseller, I guess if they switch the method in My Reseller Genie, that would mess up all their reports.
I mean, so it wouldn't mess up their reports per se, but it would, hide the inventory information.
Could they pull would that inventory information be back there if they switch back to accrual?
Yeah. And it'll still show up on your profit and loss statement. Okay. So, I mean, I think the question, one of the questions is, can't you just tell your accountant I use the accrual inventory method and say, file my taxes that way?
Yeah, and most accountants should be wanting you to do accrual anyways, especially if that's the method you're choosing to do. Your accountant, that's where I kind of was saying earlier, please make sure your accountant knows how you run your business, because you want to file taxes the way you run your business. So if you're running your business as accrual, your accountant should be doing it as accrual also. Yeah.
Now, one thing actually I just thought about that you might be getting tripped up on. So your business as a whole can be using the cash method, but just inventory uses the accrual method.
Yeah.
So it used to be that the only viable way to track inventory was with the quote unquote accrual inventory method. It wasn't until more recently that it's become arguably permissible to use the cash inventory method. Those aren't even necessarily official accounting terms. Those are just very popular in the reselling community for describing how you're accounting for your inventory. So your accountant may be saying, okay, your business as a whole is cash method. That's different from your inventory being cash method.
I would get clarification.
Yeah, so get clarification.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, guys, we are answering questions in the order that they came. Tracy says, Courtney rocks. Yes, it's so true.
Gotta put it up there.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Freeway
Especially this time of year.
Yeah. Yes. Freeway Flippers just popped in and said, stopping in to say hi. MRG is amazing. We got our taxes done early this year. Good for you guys. That's awesome.
Good job.
All right, we're trying to find the next question, and we're doing pretty good, guys. But you guys have some amazing questions, and there's a lot of them in here. So we're just trying to find the next one. We're hoping to end at 8:30 tonight. We'll see. Hopefully, we can get through all of these.
All right. So Jocelyn says, I haven't been able to see my COGS in my report / or inventory. All right. So It's like, let me share this tab again.
We're assuming that you're talking about in My Reseller Genie.
Yeah, she had asked a question earlier too that we had answered about inventory. So I have a feeling this is like a second question off of that one.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that I want to make sure of is that you have the accrual inventory method selected in Genie. You can tell that really quickly by saying, do you have the inventory tab here? And if you don't, you can change methods. So like if your menu looks like this, go to integrations and then change to accrual. That's going to unhide your inventory detail, the add inventory button, and in the reseller reports, it'll unhide the inventory report. So if you run your inventory report and all of these numbers show up as 0, then what that means is most likely you haven't added purchase price and purchase date to your inventory and sales. So this is like one of the last steps in setup that we recommend doing, because the way that Genie calculates your inventory balances is by adding up purchase prices and then using the purchase date and sale date to help us figure out how much you had in inventory at a given point in time. Now on the profit and loss statement, you'll see a line for cost of sold inventory. And that is the inventory cost as well. It's just laid out a little differently from the inventory report. So I hope that answers your question. And if you're still having trouble, feel free to reach out, support at myresellergenie.com, and we can talk through it more together.
Awesome.
All right. So Roger, does an old computer work with it?
How old?
How old? Yeah. Probably. So our software is a web app, which means that it runs on your browser. So it has less to do with the performance of your computer and more to do with how good your internet connection is. So like you can use a Chromebook to run My Reseller Genie. We've had people tell me they do it all on their iPad. So it's not necessarily about how much power your machine has. If you can access the internet and you have good internet, you shouldn't have any issues. All right.
I think I already said that she was good.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. RK Gildner, does MRG have a way to upload and save receipts? New here. Thanks. So right now, we do not have a way to upload receipts. You can enter in your expenses, like what you've purchased, where it's coming from and all that. So we just recommend either save your paper receipts, or you can take a screenshot, or not a screenshot. You can take a picture of your receipts and save them like in a digital file folder in your phone or something. But just so long as you have a record. So it depends, if you want to be old school, save the paper receipts, or, store them digitally. But yeah, you can enter in the data on those receipts into My Reseller Genie, and that will show up in your tax reports and all that.
Cool. Thank you, babe.
Yep.
All right, Jocelyn, what about the expense report? Anything not reselling related, delete? Yeah, pretty much. If it's not a business expense, delete it from the expense detail. Right now. In future, that answer may change, but if it does, we'll provide instructions and everything so that you can update your processes.
Great. Yeah, and that body guy, that was the question. I'm going to put that up there. So they were saying, when you say get those 3 things in order, where and how? So when I was saying, what do I need to do as a reseller to get all of my numbers in order? I said, you need to track 3 things: inventory, if you track it, some people don't, sales, and expenses. So they're just asking where and how. And I could answer that, but I think you and Courtney might have a more succinct answer.
Sure, yeah. So as far as where, I'd recommend My Reseller Genie.
Yes.
Well, you can use any accounting software that works for you. You could use a spreadsheet as well. As far as the how goes, basically you're going to need to pull all that information together into one place. So with Genie's setup feature, we kind of help walk you through the process. We say like, all right, do you sell on eBay? Okay, great. Connect your eBay account and pull data in. Do you sell on Poshmark? Great. Connect your Poshmark account, pull data in. Mercari, upload Mercari sales report, so on and so forth. Yeah, so the how, it's going to look a little bit different depending on where you do it. I just got a weird banner notification. Sorry.
Sure that we're good.
Yeah. So it'll look a bit different depending on how you are doing it, but basically you need to get your reports from everywhere and put those numbers into one place so that you can see your business information.
All right, Giselle. Hi, I got audited last year, so sorry, and do have my receipts for items I purchased, but did not keep all of my inventory info. How would my tax person submit the copy of receipts to the IRS?
I would well, it depends on what's on the audit paperwork ultimately, but they should be able to either amend your tax return to have that information, or they can, on your behalf, if you give them the rights, they can send copies of those receipts to the IRS.
Yeah. Yeah. So the IRS should give you direction and like ask for specific information that they're testing in their audit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, most likely you'll probably want to do digital copies like pictures or PDFs, but you could also potentially submit paper copies. Don't submit your originals because you want to make sure you have those.
Yeah. Make sure you keep a set for yourself.
Yes. Always keep your receipts. All right. Can I use MRG to help with my 2023 taxes, or will it just be from this point forward? Thank you, Lori, for asking. You can absolutely use Genie for 2023.
We get asked that a lot.
We do, yeah, because like there's been a lot of solutions in past that say, oh, you can only import for like 90 days from eBay. So with Genie, you'll be able to import from the beginning of January 2023, no problem. All your data will come in a couple minutes, maybe if you have a lot. Yeah, so it's a really smooth process.
Yeah, and we do have a coupon code. I don't know if it's easy to put the banner up.
Yeah,
we do have a coupon code. So if you guys aren't using My Reseller Genie currently and you want 15% off of your first month, at checkout, you can use MRG Live 15 to get 15% off now through the end of this month. And you can just head over to our website, myresellergenie.com. But yeah, we would love to help you guys. Also, we have a 14-day money-back guarantee, which is basically, next best thing to a free trial. And yeah, if you have any questions along the way, we are really, really passionate about customer support. So definitely give us a try if you haven't yet.
Great customer support.
All right. Grayson Ferry. Awesome name, first off. I'm a new user, Ultimate Plan. I see my sales and expenses being pulled in. What do I need to do on a daily basis with this information? That's a wonderful question, Grayson. And what I'm going to do is refer you to our daily use article for the Ultimate Plan. So
I will go ahead. I'll find that.
I'm actually going to share my screen and just show how you can get to it.
Perfect. Even better.
So if you click this help icon and you click daily use,
nifty,
it will show you daily use ultimate, daily use premium, daily use basic. And you can view the article. Another way you can access the help center is by hitting the profile icon and then help center. And I just realized this probably didn't show up because it's a new tab. Let me share this tab instead. Okay, so you can view the help center and you can search for topics, or we have them organized down here as well. So that's what I'd recommend doing, just because there's kind of a lot of details that it goes into based on what method you use and if you're using integrations or not. So if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll get back to you.
Awesome. These are great. Also, I'm worried we're not going to get to all these. There's so many great questions. We will be doing another giveaway soon, guys, but we're going to try to crank out a few more answers first.
All right. So Tracy says, I need help with my 2023 reseller taxes. How do I put my 2023 information in Reseller Genie? Can Courtney help with that?
Yes, I can. Use the Calendly link that's been provided, or you can email me at Courtney@fredericaaccounting.com, or message me on Facebook. I know a lot of people have seen me on there, but yes, I can help. And I'm so sorry if you hear my dog barking.
No problems. But yeah, guys, I did put Courtney's scheduling link in the description of this video, and I'll periodically drop it throughout the chat.
Cool. Wow, there's more comments.
I know.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Loretta says, what would be the COG on personal items that were purchased years ago without a receipt? I've received multiple answers from accountants/CPAs.
So this is one of those questions that I think all accountants, not all, but accountants have some sort of different answer because it's kind of a gray area. The best way is to just kind of zero it out if it's a personal item, because then you're not taking profit, you're not taking loss. So there's no gain or like win or lose with that. But again, it's one of those gray areas. So I would make sure that whatever you decide to do is the way your accountant does it. And I know, like, so I have a Facebook group called the Resellers Tax Accountant, and we talk about this often in there.
Yes, thank you. I will drop the link to this Facebook group. Courtney has this and it's amazing. And they post, she posts all sorts of helpful tax information. So definitely join that group. It's really, really helpful. So Courtney, I will go and find that and drop the link in the chat in just a second, guys.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like add something.
Not at all. Not at all. No. I'm glad you did it.
All right. Giselle with another good question. Do I have to input the items that I get for free to resell on My Reseller Genie? So I think you're asking about, do I need to put them in inventory? And the answer is no, because there's no accounting information attached to them. There's no purchase price. There's no purchase date. So if you want to just save yourself a step, what you can do, let me share my screen again. What you can do is whenever the item sells, you click report sale. And if you have the quick view selected, just unselect it. And you can type in the item name and any data you want to track associated with it. So like this has all the fields that you would normally have on the inventory item. Now, that being said, it might be a little easier for you to remember, oh, I didn't pay anything for this if you had it entered. So use your best judgment and set up a system accordingly. Going through all the hashtag genies now.
All right. The Resellers Tax Accountant. Guys, I'm about ready to drop the link to that Facebook page in the chat. It just took me a second to find it because I'm like a part of so many groups on Facebook now, so I had to like sort through all of them.
I won't lie, I haven't posted much lately because I'm a little busy with tax season, but you can search easily and find a lot of information.
Exactly.
We hear that. Our users group, like we try and get back as often as we can, but we haven't been able to respond as frequently on the users group. It's it's killing me.
Yes, but we do respond to emails.
Yeah, we respond to every email.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
The users do this a little bit.
I know that well.
All right, so Heather, if I sell a personal item, do I report $0 COGS or the sales price as my COGS so there is no profit? I have heard resellers say they do both. I have so far reported $0 COGS, so full profit after fees.
Yeah, it's really dependent on what your accountant does for this one, unfortunately. Doing the zero COGS, though, isn't wrong. Just saying, it's not a wrong way to do it. So
cool. All right, so Carmen says, what if you don't get a 1099K from eBay?
So you would still report all your income that you made from eBay. You'll pull the Paul, what's the name of the report?
Like in Genie?
I think she said specifically eBay. Isn't the transaction report?
Yeah, transaction report.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I've looked at too many reports today.
No,
yeah. But yes, no matter what, you have to report your income.
Yeah. And if you use Genie, you don't need to go into eBay and dig into all the reports and stuff.
Thanks, Emily.
You can just pull it in. And if you wanted to like reconcile it to make sure it lined up with what eBay said, we've got instructions on how to do that real quick.
Yeah. Okay, how about 2 more questions, then we'll do another giveaway? Sound good. All right, Greg says, I'm trying to sell items that I've owned for years and don't obviously have receipts from years ago. How do I account for cost of goods here?
So personal, it would be 0. The other option is to do lower market value. So like the lowest value of the item that you've had and put that as your purchase price. I think I used that wording wrong and flipped the words.
Yeah, lower of cost or market.
Thanks. It's been a long day, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Well, we're doing great, Courtney. We so appreciate you being here. Like, yeah, this is just such a hard time for all of our CPA and accountants.
When the husband switched to nights this week, I went to bed at 5:30 this morning.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, Courtney. Oh my goodness. Well, you're doing a great job. Okay, so Wayne says, first of all, I love the program. Yay, we're so happy to hear that, Wayne. Only been using it a few days. Entering purchase prices into my sales detail for last year. What is the purpose of including returns in sales detail and returned sales?
All right, so tracking returns separate from sales is important because when you get like a 1099K, the gross receipts amount doesn't include the return. Well, so it includes the sales that were returned. So if you sell an item for $100 and then they return the item and you refund that $100, the $100 of revenue shows up on your 1099K. So you want to have a separate record of the $100 going back so that you can not pay too much in taxes.
Yeah, and it's line 2 on the Schedule C. It says returns and allowances. So you actually want to fill out that number if you have returns.
Perfect. Now, I think what you might be getting at is in Genie, if there's a return attached to a sale, you're not able to manually edit it. So the reason for that, when we first created it, was basically we were trying to help prevent people from causing inventory problems by like being able to edit a sale after it had been returned. Long story short, the experiment on that has, I think it's not gone very well. So that is something we're going to be updating in future. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, if you wanted to like edit purchase price, purchase date, any information on the sale with the return attached to it, you can use the bulk edit feature.
Awesome. All right. I think it's time for a giveaway.
That sounds great.
You guys need a tiny break there. Right. Okay. So guys, we have 1 more month of My Reseller Genie Ultimate that we're giving away, as well as a half an hour of bookkeeping services from Courtney, which is just so generous. Should we do the bookkeeping right now or the Genie right now?
I think we should do the Genie and make the
big climax. Okay. All right, guys. So if you want a shot at this free half-hour bookkeeping, you got to stick around until the end. Okay. So in the chat, guys, write hashtag. How about hashtag April 15th? Or I should say April 15. So right, April 15. And what is April 15? Hopefully you guys all know this.
The day I can rejoice at the end of it.
All right, guys, so drop in hashtag April 15 in the chat if you want a shot to win a free month of My Reseller Genie Ultimate. This can be, if you're a current user of Genie, this would apply. If you want to try out Genie, you can definitely enter to win. So do that. And I'm going to give these guys a little bit of a break from talking and just share a couple of things. First of all, if you use My Reseller Genie currently, we do have a Facebook users group. And some people don't know about this, even with our best efforts to let folks know. So in the Facebook users group, excuse me, you can kind of troubleshoot with other users. You can talk about Genie, all that good stuff. And we also post announcements in there and stuff. So once we are done this giveaway, once the comments start slowing down, I will post the link. Again, it's only open for people who use My Reseller Genie, just for privacy reasons and stuff. It's not a public group. So, but definitely make sure that you are part of that if you use Genie. And then, all right, guys, comments are slowing down. Last chance to win one free month of My Reseller Genie. Enter in hashtag April 15 in the chat. for your chance to win. And then the last thing I wanted to mention right now is that we do have a video contest, and the due date to enter that is going to be April 15th, tax day. And what this is doing is basically, if you just send us a 10-second minimum just video, just sharing what you love about My Reseller Genie, you're going to be entered into a giveaway to win a Chromebook or a Hulkin bag, or a Rolo printer, or $100 gift card, and 3 months of Genie. So we actually have 3 different, we have first, second, and third place prize winners. So yeah, guys, definitely enter that. You email us your video. You can find information for that on our Facebook and Instagram. Email us if you want some more information, but we've also been shooting that out to you guys via email. And with that, let's draw our winner. Yeah, we definitely need music for this.
I was just gonna say we need like Jeopardy music or something.
Body guy, perfect. Because we had a bunch of
Congratulations.
questions tonight. Congrats. All right, so definitely shoot us an email. I'll drop our email in the chat to claim that free month of My Reseller Genie. That body guy, congrats to you. And with that, guys, we are going to try to wrap up soon here, but there's still some more questions, and we have one last giveaway at the end. We're giving away a free, or I should say Courtney's giving away a free half-hour time of bookkeeping.
All right, so this is a tough one for you, Courtney. Jay wonders, my apologies if you answered and I missed it. If I sell directly to a consumer, I am only obligated to collect sales tax from buyers in my same state, California.
Yeah.
If you need to get back to them, that's totally fine. Like we can, yeah.
So every state is a little different on this. So that's where I will leave that. If you want, you can email me and I can get you the direct information for your state.
Yeah. Yeah. There's accountants who only do sales tax compliance. So it is kind of a more complicated question. Typically there's thresholds that states have to determine if you need to file sales tax with them. And if you have like the
reseller like license and the certain tax certificate, depending on your state.
Yeah. And if you're selling like through a personal website or something, you might be able to get a plugin, like TaxJar, I think is one that helps with determining when you might need to file sales tax for a given state. But yeah, that is a more involved question, which will likely require research. All right. AJ Perez, what to do if my MRG inventory quantity is different than my eBay quantity? How to check and correct? All right. So I think it probably depends on what the inventory, like where you are in the process. So if you were to import inventory when you're getting set up and your quantity was different, I'd be surprised by that, and 2, I would correct it to whatever eBay said. Now, if you've been using MRG for a while and you're seeing your quantities are different, then
I have.
okay, then it's very likely that you haven't been matching sales to inventory. So like, there's a whole article that talks about how the eBay integration works and how to use it for your business. So the sales get pulled automatically, and you get a notification to review the sales when they come in. There's an option that says match to inventory. You need to do that in order to have the item be removed from inventory.
And before we continue in the chat, there's actually some more that came in via email, some questions, and because we said we'd answer them in the order, I just want to do this. So, oh wait, did Freddie? Oh wait, we already did the one from Freddie. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So Angela says, I have a question. I started selling on eBay in October of 2022. I did my best to provide as much information as possible to my CPA. I completed my taxes in October of 2023. As it was only for 2 months, so I winged it, or I wung it. I don't know what the right grammar is for that. I keep all my receipts except the cash purchases from garage sales. I just don't know what to do to track my purchases or my inventory. I get very confused. Is that so much a question as it is? We're going to let Paul kind of work on that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's basically a question about how to
Best track.
handle inventory, I think. Because like she says, cash purchases from garage sales, and then she says purchases in the next line. So I think she's just talking about inventory.
Mm.
So, again, this comes back to the cash inventory method versus accrual inventory method. If you use the cash inventory method, you expense it right away. If you're using the accrual inventory method, you'll track your inventory with a purchase date and a purchase price. If you're going to go that route, I'd recommend that either you're a spreadsheet expert or you get a software that's designed to help you do that, or hire a bookkeeper. So like those are kind of your three routes you could go. You could even hire a bookkeeper and use a specialized software. Use Genie with Courtney.
Thanks.
So I hope that helps, Angela.
Yeah.
Feel free to reach out to us, support@myresellergenie.com if you want to discuss it a little bit more. All right, I'm going to go back to Dana. Best way to keep track of receipts. So this will be a little bit dependent on your accounting software. There's a lot of accounting softwares that let you upload receipts to attach to expenses. Genie doesn't allow that yet. So if you're using Genie, you can keep paper copies of the receipts or you can keep digital copies of the receipts. So, I mean, a good option would be like having a Google Drive folder where you upload everything so it's in the cloud and backed up for you. You could also save it locally to your phone, or there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can do it, but just make sure they're saved somewhere and probably have some sort of order to them.
Courtney, is there anything that you wanted to add to that?
I agree with him. It's, I would say do Google Drive or some sort of cloud if you don't have a software that allows it, like he said, because that way, if something happens to your phone, you still have copies of it somewhere.
Smart. Yeah. Very smart.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients upload to a Google Drive.
Awesome.
Yeah. You don't want to be at a pool party and lose all of your accounting receipts.
Yeah. That'd be the worst pool party ever.
Your friends are just laughing because they pushed you in.
And you're just,
and there go your receipts.
Oh my gosh. Oh dear.
I know who you are. This is one of my clients. And yes, they literally gave garage sale stickers on a sheet of paper for me.
Oh, that's great. Cool. Very cool. That is awesome.
I like it. That's a nifty method.
Yes. Is that all the questions, guys?
That is all the questions.
Whoa, amazing. All right, guys, it looks like we are about done. I know we might be ending early here, although we better end it soon. Otherwise, people are going to keep asking questions. So I'm just kidding. No, so we do have one more giveaway to do, everybody. If you haven't tried out My Reseller Genie, definitely use the coupon code MRG Live 15 at checkout for 15% off your first month. That's going to expire the end of this month, so make sure to get in on that. And we are going to be doing another demo of how to use the My Reseller Genie software on April 24th, and I'm going to post a link to that right now, if I can get that. Here we go. And we're going to do our last giveaway. Courtney, is there anything that you want to say about really about anything or about this giveaway?
One, make sure you have an accountant that understands reselling, please.
Yeah.
And I mean that and I'm not saying that to hire me. I'm saying that because I'm seeing it too often right now in the community that people just go to the accountant they've been going to for years, which I understand you have a relationship with them. But if they don't understand the reselling world, it's not good. So please ask questions to them.
Yeah.
And then I'm here if you have questions, need help with My Reseller Genie setup, using My Reseller Genie, need bookkeeping, need taxes done. Granted, taxes done right now, you will be filing an extension if you become a client of mine, because I can't guarantee that I will have them done in a month because I have others that I'm working on.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. And with that, let's give away a half an hour of Courtney's bookkeeping services. It's so generous. Let's do hashtag Courtney. How's that? So hashtag COURTNEY. Drop that in the chat right now for your chance to win a half an hour of Courtney's bookkeeping services, which is just wild.
And it was nice to see a lot of my clients' names in the chat.
Yeah, we definitely have a loyal clientele. That's awesome. Did you
I
want
appreciate
to-
you guys.
We appreciate you.
We really do, Courtney. You've been amazing.
And thanks, Paul, for always answering all my crazy emails.
That is what we do. That's what we do.
Hey, Amber's here. What's up, Amber?
Yeah. Isn't that great?
I forgot you did hashtag Courtney, and I was like, why is everyone writing my name?
You're trending.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hashtag
Way to go me.
Oh my goodness.
And make sure to
Kurt.
follow my Facebook group, The Reseller's Tax Accountant.
Yes, yep.
Yes.
And I did post that in the group as well. So make sure that you guys are doing that. All right, guys, we're going to draw that winner really soon. Enter hashtag Courtney in the
Come on,
chat.
only 22 entries.
Guys, this is a free half hour of bookkeeping services. Like, that's amazing. There's 53 people in here also, and we only have 34 likes. Guys, please like this video and enter hashtag Courtney into the chat so that you guys can get in on all of this.
It's a $50 service for free. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, thank you. Yes. We definitely should have tied a monetary value to that. 5 more seconds. Hashtag Courtney in the chat if you want to win a free $50 value half hour of
I think Dana really wants it.
I think,
too. Unfortunately, Dana, you can only enter once.
I'm kind of pulling for Dana right
But
now.
yes.
Right? She's trying really hard.
Yeah, she is. All right, guys, we're going to draw this right now. Here we go. May the best man or woman win. Oh, some of you guys are late.
Dana!
Congratulations, Dana. That's awesome. Oh my
How about
goodness.
that?
Wow.
Congrats.
That's amazing. She said I'm dedicated. Yes.
I like it.
Dana, congratulations. You won a free half hour of Courtney's bookkeeping services. Courtney, should she just email you or should she schedule
Yeah,
it?
email me is the easiest way because then I can send her a special link for it.
Okay, perfect. Courtney, can you drop your email in the chat right now?
Yeah, let me get on my phone and do it.
Oh, sure.
I don't know why it won't let me sign in on my computer.
No problem at all. No problem. Oh, guys, man, congrats to all the winners. That's really, really exciting. Is there anything else, babe, that you wanted to say?
I mean, we've covered a lot of information tonight. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
We hope this was helpful. I think it was based on the
Mhm.
number of questions we got.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're scrambling to figure out how you're going to file your taxes for 2023, My Reseller Genie is a great tool for resellers. I definitely recommend it. There is a 15% off coupon in the description. Or I guess it's on the screen. It's not in the description.
Both, actually.
So, check it out. Check out Courtney's services. You will need to file an extension with pretty much any accountant that you go to right now. Courtney knows the reselling market and she's familiar with My Reseller Genie. So I think it's a great option.
Yep.
And if you have more questions for us, about Genie, feel free to reach out to support@myresellergenie.com. We will do everything we can to help you.
Yeah.
Why is my comment not showing?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Courtney, just tell me what it is. What is your email address?
It's Courtney@fredericaaccounting.com.
Okay, and spell Frederica for me.
FREDERIKA accounting.
Okay. Thank you. I had a friend who was Frederica and she spelled it differently. So that's the only reason I was asking. Frederica Accounting. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I tried to type it twice and it's not showing up. I don't know why.
Sorry, guys.
Accounting.com. Yeah, so
There we go.
I recently made the switch to the iPhone and the keypads don't work for me. Like everything is just different from what I had before. And so I misspell things all the time.
I feel that.
Yeah. Anyways, I was watching Faith misspell accounting. And
Yeah,
so
I know. I can't multitask, guys. So I really just had to.
it kind of validated me.
Focus there. It did. All right, guys. And with that, I think we're going to wrap up. Make sure to be following us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatnot at My Reseller Genie. Courtney's also on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure that you're looking for her, Frederica Accounting. And I also posted her Facebook group. Courtney, tell us the name again of your Facebook group.
The Reseller Tax Accountant.
The reseller tax accountant. Yes. And I'm going to, sorry, I like have a million tabs open on my phone right now. I'm going to find that again. Actually, you know what, guys, just search for that because by the time we end this, I probably won't be able to drop it in. So the reseller tax accountant, make sure that you have joined that group as well. And with that, thank you guys. Thank you for spending part of your Tuesday night with us. We really appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Thanks,
You're
guys.
welcome, EJ.
Thank you, Courtney. All right. See you guys.
Bye.